The sun rose quietly over the blessed city of Medina. Streets slowly awakened with the sound of footsteps and the scent of fresh bread. But amidst the normal hum of life, something ominous was unfolding in the shadows. It was the 2nd of Muharram, a sacred date etched deep into the hearts of Muslims across the world. Yet today, it would be remembered for a reason no one could have imagined. A convoy of heavy machinery had entered the city under the cover of night. Locals had whispered rumors, whispers too fearful to say aloud in daylight. By morning, those whispers became chilling truth. An order had been issued to demolish a centuries-old structure, believed by many to be the blessed house of Hazrat Fatima Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anha, the beloved daughter of Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the wife of Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu. The house stood simple, made of stone and clay, but for those who understood its spiritual weight, it was a beacon of light, a living piece of Islam's origin. This was not just a building, this was the home of the Lady of Paradise, the very place where the Prophet, peace be upon him, would stand at the door calling, "Assalamu alaikum ya Ahlul Bayt." Within those walls had echoed the voice of Hazrat Fatima, R.A., as a mother, a wife, a daughter, a woman of unmatched piety and strength. Here she had wept in prayer. Here she had endured hunger and struggle. And here she had raised her children, the princes of Jannah, Hassan and Hussein, R.A. Despite its historical and religious sanctity, the area had come under the radar of new urban redevelopment plans. And now, with the royal seal, demolition was to begin. The people of Medina stood helpless. Many had gathered outside the fenced perimeter, weeping, praying, hoping someone would stop it. But no voice dared challenge royal authority. As the giant yellow excavator rolled forward, a heavy silence fell. The engine growled like a beast. Dust began to swirl as if the very land was warning those who dared to touch what was never meant to be disturbed. Suddenly, sleek black cars pulled up. Soldiers in crisp uniforms emerged, forming lines. And then came Prince Muhammad bin Salman, stepping out in a flowing bisht, his face stern. He walked up slowly, eyes fixed on the house. For a long moment he said nothing. A respected scholar accompanying him whispered, "This site is not ordinary. The air here carries the memory of Sayyida Fatima, R.A." But the prince remained unmoved, and then he nodded. The excavator's long mechanical arm lifted. Metal met sunlight. Everyone watched with wide eyes and clenched hearts. With a loud crack, the first strike hit the corner of the house. A piece of stone broke off. Dust exploded into the sky. A scream echoed from the crowd. But then, a sound unlike any other filled the air. A roar, deep, echoing, terrifying. The ground trembled, the birds scattered. Even the air grew heavy. From the shadow of the archway where the wall had just been struck, something moved. From behind the broken bricks, a lion stepped out. But this was no ordinary lion. Its fur shimmered in the sunlight. Its eyes glowed like fire. Its movements were majestic yet unnatural, as if it were not a beast, but a being of divine creation. Gasps filled the air. Soldiers froze. The crowd began to cry out, "Subhanallah" and "Ya Allah, Rehmah Kar." The lion stopped right in front of the excavator. It didn't attack. It didn't move aggressively. It simply stood, staring into the soul of the man inside the machine. The driver, overwhelmed with fear, abandoned his controls and jumped out, running for his life. Another deafening roar erupted, this time shaking even the fences around the site. The lion turned its head slowly toward the royal entourage. Prince Muhammad bin Salman took a step back. His face changed, not with anger, but with shock and fear. He whispered something to the scholar beside him. The scholar, with trembling hands, murmured, "This is no lion, Your Highness. This is a malaika, an angel from Allah." Panic spread. Security began to retreat. Some people in the crowd fell to the ground in sujud, sobbing. An old woman cried out, "This is the house of Fatima, R.A. Even the angels will protect it with their lives." One young man clutched the fence and shouted, "Don't you see? This is Allah's warning. Do not touch what is sacred." And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the lion turned around, walked back into the ruins, and vanished without a trace. The earth went silent. Everyone stood still, not a sound, not a breath. The demolition was immediately halted. All bulldozers were pulled back. Orders were whispered down the line. The project was canceled without explanation. The prince got back into his car and left, never addressing the crowd or the cameras. By evening, news had spread across the Muslim world. Social media flooded with stories, eyewitness accounts, videos of the lion's roar, the reactions of the crowd, and the cries of the people in prayer. Islamic scholars from all schools of thought confirmed what many already knew, that this was no coincidence. It was a miracle, shown on one of the holiest days in the Islamic calendar. But why on 2nd Muharram? Why did Allah choose this day to show His power? Because Muharram is not just the beginning of the Islamic New Year. It is the month of mourning, of truth, of sacrifice. It is the month when Hazrat Imam Hussein Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, the grandson of the Prophet, peace be upon him, stood against tyranny in Karbala, with nothing but 72 loyal souls and unshakable faith. It is the month when the skies weep for the innocent blood shed at Karbala. It is the month that reminds us that no ruler, no army, and no kingdom can stand against the will of Allah. And perhaps, on this 2nd of Muharram, Allah showed His power once more, not with thunder or fire, but with a single lion, standing like a wall between truth and oppression. To this day, the house of Hazrat Fatima, R.A., remains untouched. Not a single stone has been removed. The Saudi authorities never released a statement. No official reason was given. But those who saw, those who felt, know the truth in their hearts, that when Allah protects something, He sends His signs in ways the world cannot deny. Let this story be a lesson, a reminder, and a source of strength, that our history is not forgotten, that the sacrifices of Ahlul Bayt were never in vain, that Muharram is a month of miracles, and today we witnessed one. May Allah protect the signs of our faith. May He awaken the hearts of those in power. And may the Ummah always remember the words of Hazrat Fatima, R.A., who said, "He who angers me angers the Prophet, and he who angers the Prophet angers Allah." Let us not be among those who invite Allah's anger, but those who stand in awe of His mercy. This powerful story serves as a profound reminder that no matter how powerful a ruler may be, the sanctity of what Allah has honored cannot be violated. When the blessed house of Hazrat Fatima Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anha was targeted for demolition on the 2nd of Muharram, Allah sent a clear and terrifying miracle, a lion believed by witnesses to be an angel, as a divine protector of that sacred space. The incident not only halted the destruction but also shook the hearts of everyone present, reminding the world of the spiritual significance of Muharram, a month of sacrifice, truth, and divine intervention. It proves that the legacy of the Ahlul Bayt, the family of the Prophet, peace be upon him, is not just preserved in history books, but protected by Allah Himself. And it teaches us all that when arrogance attempts to overpower holiness, Allah's signs descend to remind us who truly holds power over this world. Let us take this moment to honor the sanctities of our faith, reflect on the legacy of the Prophet's family, and walk humbly with reverence for what Allah has protected, yesterday, today, and until the day of judgment. O Allah, Lord of the heavens and the earth, the all-merciful, the all-forgiving, we begin this blessed month of Muharram with humility in our hearts and tears in our eyes. Ya Allah, you are the turner of hearts, the knower of the unseen, the one who protected your prophets and honored the family of your beloved messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him. We ask you, in the name of the sacred blood spilled in Karbala, in the name of the truth upheld by Imam Hussein Raziallahu Ta'ala Anhu, to make this month a turning point in our lives. Ameen Ya Rabbul Alameen.